Discipline isn't about waiting for the perfect mood or the right circumstances. It's about action. Mike Tyson summed it up best when he said, "Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it." That line right there is the heart of success. It's the difference between the person who only performs when everything feels good and the one who shows up no matter how tough, painful, or inconvenient life gets. Don't rely on feelings or motivation. They're too fickle. Rely on the commitment you made to yourself, that promise to keep moving forward even when your mind is begging you to stop. If it's uncomfortable, that's your signal to lean in. Why? Because comfort zones don't breed champions. Anybody can keep going when tasks are simple and energy is high. True progress happens the moment you step past that line into the unknown, into the challenge, into the struggle. The pain, the sweat, the uncertainty, those things are a forge. They shape you into someone with grit, someone who doesn't just talk about success but actually tastes it. Track your actions so you can't lie to yourself. Write them down, log them in an app, or mark them on a calendar. It's not about making yourself feel bad, it's about staying honest. When you skip, you see the gap in black and white. That gap is your wake-up call, a reminder to own your choices. And if you stumble, you face it head on. There's no pretending you didn't. That accountability is powerful. It's the difference between coasting and truly taking charge of your life. Stop looking at everyone else's highlight reels. If you're watching someone on social media hitting milestones and wonder why you're moving slower, understand this: you're not walking their path. You don't see the quiet nights they spent grinding, the early mornings they pushed themselves when nobody was around to cheer. Focus on your own pace. Focus on being better today than you were yesterday. That's it. Comparison kills momentum. Your race is yours alone. Yes, it's normal to feel stuck sometimes. Yes, it can seem like nothing is happening, like your effort isn't paying off. But success is rarely immediate. It's the steady, relentless piling up of small victories, doing those push-ups when you're tired, finishing that project when you'd rather sleep, hitting your goals when it feels like no one else cares. Most successful people aren't superhumans. They're consistent. They show up when everyone else has an excuse. They do the work behind closed doors on the days when nobody's clapping. The world will always offer you reasons to quit. It'll hand you easy outs, ready-made justifications for why you can take it easy or try again tomorrow. Don't accept them. The moment you give in, you lose momentum. Stay in the fight. Choose consistency over motivation. Choose persistence over doubt. That's how you build a future you can be proud of. Remember, there's never going to be some perfect moment to start or restart. The best moment is always right now. Every day you hesitate is another day lost. When you feel that inner voice whisper, "Just wait a bit longer," challenge it. Ask yourself why. If you truly want your goals, your dreams, your better life, your sense of achievement, why would you wait one more second? The clock is ticking. Time doesn't stop, but you do have a say in how you use it. So decide. Decide that no matter how tired you are, no matter how much the world says, "Take a break," you're going to keep going. Decide that even if you don't see immediate results, you'll trust the process. Decide that you're done seeking approval or applause. You're doing this because it matters to you. And one day, maybe sooner than you think, you'll look around and realize that all the days you powered through, all the nights you chose discipline over distraction, added up to something incredible. You'll be living the life you once only dreamed of. That's the payoff of discipline, of consistent, unwavering action. It's not flashy, it's not always fun, and it sure isn't easy. But when you finally reach that summit and take in the view, you'll know in your bones it was worth every ounce of sweat, every moment of discomfort, every single step you refused to skip. And that's when you'll understand that discipline isn't just another habit, it's a way of life that leads straight to the future you've been chasing. Start now. Your future self, Well, thank you. Most people want success, but they have no idea what kind of struggle it demands. They want the victory without the battle, the rewards without paying the price. That's the difference between talking about it and actually doing it. Anything worth having will stretch you, push you, break you down before it builds you up. If it were easy, everyone would be living their dream life. But it's not easy, and that's why only a few ever cross that finish line. Think about the legends, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the leaders you admire. Do you honestly believe they stumbled onto greatness by accident? Do you think they cruised their way to the top without ever breaking a sweat? Absolutely not. They fought for every inch. They fell over and over again, then got up each time, unwilling to surrender. They took the pain, the exhaustion, the fear, and used it as fuel. Pain was never an excuse to quit. It was the reason to push harder. You're not so special that you get to skip the struggle. Nobody is. The road to greatness is lined with late nights, early mornings, countless sacrifices, and a mountain of failure. You don't get to glide through the doors of success without proving you deserve to be there. That's the entrance fee. Your mind and body will beg you to stop. You'll feel that burn in your muscles, hear that scream inside your head telling you it's impossible. Those moments are the turning points. That's when most people back off saying, "It's too hard, I'm not cut out for this," or "Maybe I should try something else." But if you want to separate yourself from the masses, that's the exact moment you dig deeper. You keep going despite every reason to stop. Look around you. Most people settle for a life of mediocrity because they run away from discomfort. They want that shiny end result, but the second the process starts testing them, they quit. And that's why they never reach their full potential. You, on the other hand, have to be different. You can't fold the moment it gets rough. You have to lean into it. You have to adopt discipline as a way of life, doing what you said you'd do long after the initial excitement fades. It's easy to start something when you're fired up, brimming with motivation, and everyone around you is clapping. But who keeps going when that applause fades to silence? Who keeps pushing when the results haven't shown up yet, when there's no external validation, and the only thing you have is the belief in your gut that says, "Keep working"? That's where greatness is born. Most people back off because they expect quick wins. They think success is some magical event that happens overnight. When reality hits and they see it's a grind, they fold. But you sprint straight into the struggle, welcoming the pain, because you understand that the struggle isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. You don't grow when everything's handed to you. You don't become unstoppable when everyone says, yes. You forge character in the darkness when you're tested by setbacks, by exhaustion, by rejection. That's when you find out what you're made of. Every time you push through hardship, you level up. Every time you choose to keep going, you strengthen that mental callus, making it tougher for doubt to tear you down. It's supposed to be hard. That's what makes it priceless. Every repetition when your arms feel like concrete, every failure that stings your pride, every late night spent fighting through fatigue, it all shapes you into the person you need to become. You can't wish it were easier. You have to make yourself stronger. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you're willing to fight for. Most people will never pay that price. They stay locked in their comfort zones, always looking for some shortcut or excuse. They wonder why they never move forward. That's why they remain average. They won't do what it takes to break free. But you understand that the hard road is a privilege, not a punishment. It's the toll you pay to climb higher than the masses. Sure, you might stumble, you might get knocked down, but you'll rise again. And each time, you come back sharper, hungrier, more determined. No one is coming to bail you out. No one is going to hand you the life you dream about. If you want success, you've got to fight for it. If you want to win, you've got to be ready for the scars. Life doesn't care if you're tired, broke, or scared. It doesn't pause for your excuses or pity your fears. You either show up or you don't. You either do the work or you don't. And the results will always be honest. Look at the people who are where you want to be. Did they get there by luck? Of course not. They devoted themselves, sacrificed their weekends, sacrificed their comfort, and kept going long after everyone else had given up. You're here with a purpose, living on purpose, not defined by where you've been, but by where you're determined to go. There's a calling on your life, and it's time you answered it. Maybe right now you feel lost, stuck in the woods with no clear path ahead. Let me tell you something. Standing still won't help. If you don't know which way to go, pick a direction and start walking. Nothing changes if you don't move. Sure, you might head the wrong way at first, but at least you'll figure out what doesn't work, and you can adjust. Standing still is a slow death, starving your potential, squandering your time. It's the same with your work, your goals, your dreams. Too many people spend their days planning or waiting for the perfect moment. They tinker with their to-do lists, schedule reminders, talk about what they're going to do, post about it, daydream about the applause they'll get someday, and call that doing the thing. But it's not. None of that is action. Preparing to do something isn't the same as doing it. Reading about it, tweeting about it, texting your friends about it, that's just procrastination wrapped in productivity's clothing. The only thing that counts as doing the thing is actually doing the thing. Don't complain you're out of shape if you won't stick to a routine. Don't say you're tired all the time if you refuse to go to bed earlier. Stop blaming circumstances and start taking control. If you want different results, you must take different actions. One day at the gym won't transform your body. 100 days will. 1 hour of writing won't produce a masterpiece. 100 hours might. Do a little bit every day and watch how it adds up over time. The reason it's so easy to let these things slip is because results take time. You won't see your biceps bulge after a single workout. You won't magically become an expert guitar player after one day of practice. So people get discouraged. They don't see change fast enough and they bail, ending up with a big, fat 0. But if you stay consistent, if you embrace the fact that growth and mastery come slowly, you'll realize every small effort compounds into something massive. Set a schedule and stick to it. Tell yourself you're training at 6 a.m., then actually do it. Decide to read for half an hour before bed, then respect that promise. These daily commitments matter because every time you lie to yourself, every time you say you'll do something and then don't, you chip away at your own mental strength. You erode your confidence and build a habit of quitting on your own word. Over time, that adds up to a life of frustration and regret. On the other hand, when you follow through, wake up on time, do that workout even if you're tired, choose vegetables over junk food, you reinforce a winning mentality. Those small victories stack up. You find yourself wanting to push further because you can feel it working. Suddenly, you're impatient to pick up that book, to lace up your running shoes, to grab your guitar for practice. You're not impatient for the results anymore. You're impatient to put in the work because that's the only part you can control. And that's the real secret, being more impatient about the input than the output. You can't force results to appear, but you can control what you do each day. You can control how you respond when the alarm goes off. You can control whether you choose to Netflix binge or knock out your workout. You can control whether you say, "I'll start tomorrow," or choose to start right now. Every time you hesitate, you risk drifting off into never. Every time you choose action, you get closer to your goal. Simple as that. So do the thing. Whatever it is, take the first step. If you mess up, learn and keep moving. If you find yourself in the wrong direction, pivot. But don't stand there waiting, because life's too short and your purpose is too big for you to wither on the sidelines. Remember why you're here in the first place. You've got dreams. You've got something calling you forward. That call won't disappear just because you're ignoring it. It'll just echo louder in your regret down the road. So start now. Start again tomorrow and the day after that. Let that momentum build. Let it propel you into the life you know you're capable of living. And every time you feel that urge to wait, to plan, to fantasize, catch yourself, refocus, take action, because in the end, only the doing counts, and it always will. Winners don't sit around hoping, they create opportunities. Losers say they need motivation. Winners rely on discipline. Losers want applause. Winners put in the hours when no one's clapping. Talent isn't the deciding factor. Grit is. Hard work is. Consistency is. The willingness to suffer for something you believe in is. When you're exhausted, when your body screams for rest and your mind wants to shut down, that's the make or break point. That's when average individuals hand in the towel, but the greats keep pushing. And that's why they end up standing on top. Because this journey isn't about who's the most gifted, it's about who's ready to endure the most, to outlast the struggle, to rise above every obstacle thrown their way. If you really want it, then prove it. Get up earlier, go to bed later, train harder, focus deeper, become the person who puts in more than anyone else is willing to give, and stop blaming circumstances or waiting for someone to believe in you. You have to believe in you. Every time you push through the pain, every time you say no to excuses, you take one more step closer to the life you want. Struggle isn't a sign that you're failing, it's a sign that you're growing. If it's difficult, you're on the right track. If it hurts, you're stretching your limits. When you feel like throwing in the towel, remind yourself, if you quit now, you'll never know how close you were. You'll never see who you could have become. The ones who succeed aren't the ones who had it handed to them. They're the ones who battled failure after failure and never stayed down. They wear their scars like badges of honor, each one earned through grit and perseverance. The pain you're experiencing today becomes the power you wield tomorrow. The long nights, the early mornings, and every ounce of sacrifice, they're all forging you into who you're destined to be. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more hoping it'll get easier. You either decide to face the struggle head on and fight for what you want, or you settle for a life of unanswered dreams. Ask yourself, are you willing to endure the journey? Are you willing to sweat and ache and bleed for it? Because if the answer is yes, you've already separated yourself from the crowd. Now, all that's left is to keep going, one relentless step at a time, until every reason to quit has been silenced by the roar of your own perseverance.